Hey kids, welcome back for another episode of Doing Awesome Stuff Badly with me, Uncle Dr. Ernie. As most of you are relieved to know, we finally finished our long digression in creating a pull request around adding SVG support to a project known as reactive-coffee that we're using to build Rohan's Teenage Robot Turtles. Whew, that was a long digression, and we're ready to get back to actually building our project. Although there is one little thing we need to do first, is make sure we know what to do next. So, as you know, we're building a cool website that's designed to teach kids how to do programming with the help of my 6-year-old son, Rohan. Getting from an idea to an actual shipping product is a lot of work and a lot of learning. And even though we haven't accomplished much, we've learned an awful lot about Git and GitHub and Gist and JavaScript programming, and lots of other things that once you have Rohan's Teenage Robot Turtles, you won't need to use to make your own game, but I need to build it first. So let's go ahead and close out the reactive-coffee project, because we don't need that for now, and go back to the hour of node, which is not actually visible here, because, well, yes it is, was there, wasn't it? Anyone see it? Yeah, there it goes. The project that we really wanted to work on. Now, the reason we took the digression was partly because we got asked for a pull request, but also because we were having a little trouble getting the SVG stuff to work properly. So this is all the code that we were using to do reactive SVG, and we realized we don't really need all that. So what we're going to do is drop that module and see if we can just hack it in the same way we hacked it in to our pull request. So we have here a bunch of tags, and what we want to do is, rather than modifying the rxv.tag, let's just create a tag builder T, which is a dictionary created from the tag make tag pair using the rxt make tag. And then that would just generate the tags dynamically that we then would, instead of importing them directly, we would just explicitly call them like this. T.direct, T.animateTransform. And so in theory, that might work. Now let's go back and figure out what we're doing here, since it's been a while. Go out of reactive-coffee, into the terminal here, back into hour of node. And what was the status of our Git project at the time? Just those changes there, right? And what branch are we on? We're on the branch SVG. So let's do a new branch to light. We still take our diff there and git commit am. Just make tags. And let's go ahead and actually delete all this stuff from this branch. So delete our, I deleted the import. So we'll just git rm. Boom, deleting tons of code. And probably want, shouldn't be a problem to do it there, but let's just go ahead and okay, we have removed that, so let's go ahead and remove. Okay, SVG Light branch, we've got our code here, and how do we run it? Let's see. See anything here? let's open web/next.html. Is that the way it works? Yes. It's the only transmission of our code, and it's not showing diddly squat. Why is that? Well, let's see. We have our body here. It has a paragraph, which is that line, and it's got nothing coming from the thing because one of the things we were working with was this whole question of grunts. So let's see here. Do we have a history here? No, we have to remember. Oh my gosh. That was a problem. Since we didn't automate it, we had to figure out what we were doing. But we do remember there was this thing called browserify. So let's type. Right. That was the thing we were trying to do, but we realized we didn't actually need to do that because we could just do, let's see, we need to create libmain.js. So what we should be doing is just browserify, coffee main.coffee to lib/main.js, and that should be pulling in the model file, right? Right. Model file there. So what was our Coffeeify spike, and what was the magic sauce for getting that to work? Is our history going to tell us anything useful? Looks like all the thrashing we were doing. Let's just go back to where we did, making me review my video. And let's do what we saw here, which actually worked properly, as I recall. Okay. All right, first of all, this is the wrong source. Let's go back here. All right, this is the magic sequence we're looking for. All right, we had a CFI. Which we created, but did not actually save into our project for future reference. Always dangerous to do things manually. Let's see if this even works. Yay. Phew. Again, a lot of pain to do something fairly simple. CFI equals. Will save us for now. We really need to remember to grunt that, or otherwise put it in some automated tool to handle it for me. But first, let's get something working. So we are back here, generating HTML, and woohoo, we are in fact generating something. No SVG yet, but there is an error. Variable rect. Why is there a variable rect? Variable t. Looking at the source there, it is not regenerating that file yet. That is a bit disturbing. I find your lack of completion disturbing. Okay, what could possibly be going on here? Does this even have our change in module inclusions? It does not. So whatever we're loading here is not actually regenerating the code we cared about. So let's actually look at the source. And the way to do that is to just open dot. Okay, in the hour of node, this is our world here. We have a web file. That points to that thing there, which is this guy here, which clearly points to lib.main.js. Lib.main.js is doing the new magic, where it's using the data there and a source map, because it's coming up with coffee, which is pretty cool. So I mean, it's working. Then lib.main.js. Let's inspect some more. Our resources, main.js. Interesting, we have a link to main.coffee, but it does not actually show it. But clearly this looks like it's running our code. Maybe it's just the source map that's funked out. That is conceivable. And that's interesting. No error message. Is there a breakpoint? Ooh. There's our console. No errors. But no code either. Well, let's see. Is there even any SVG being generated? Let's take a look. Here's the body. Here's the SVG. There's a rect. Dynamic transform. Wow. Sure as heck looks like code there. But where are we? Generating SVG. So that's the last commit, which is doing what we thought it would. Okay, so anyway, we're halfway home. We have an SVG, yay, and we are generating SVG, double yay, but it's not actually drawing it. Frowny, frowny. Now we do know that in our actual test cases, we have all these little bindy binds, which doesn't seem like it's necessary here because all these are all just static data, not actual reactive components. But let's just try it anyway, just in case, see if it makes any difference. Other than a funky list of items here, we are not getting our SVA showing. So what's the difference between this and, close out these things, the SVG fiddle we were quote unquote fiddling around with? Let's take a look. So this, when you look at the show frame source, a bunch of scripts. Not necessarily not as useful as I thought they would be. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is the SVG. Select. So that looks awfully lot like what we're doing here. We don't need to import SVG into the HTML. That should all just kind of work, right? What if we just save that as HTML, if that would still work? Let's try it and see what happens. No, because the actual SVG code doesn't actually show up there. It's the generated SVG HTML rather than the source HTML that is of interest. But still, that sure looks like the generated HTML that we have. Breathe, breathe. Let's see. Okay, so it's generating something, which is awesome. Let's see if we can extract that. No. Oh, give me your doc type there. Just HTML. Tidy it up to make sure it looks. We're not tidying it. Maybe we want to reformat it. What's the warning? One warning, no idea what the warning is. Doesn't look like it was just the warning that I was using HTML5. So, okay, now I am thoroughly full-blown gonzo confused because the actual HTML works fine. It just doesn't show up on the web browser. Success! Sort of. Well, the thing we were testing worked. That's awesome. We generated SVG, which renders properly. It's just when we happen to do it, it didn't actually notice. Maybe that's a problem with our test environment. Let's see if we can clean things up somehow to make it like us better. This is our main. These are our SVG doohickeys. And there's a bunch of foobar in here. Breathe. Okay. We have HTML.js. Who wants JS files? We all want our coffee. Let's go ahead and always in favor of binding children loosely. Okay. Let's get some of these puppies out just because we can. Component. So that worked then. Now when we add it here, let's move our preamble up. We should probably move that into a module as well. Let's first see that we can do this. Editor works. And it probably would be cleaner. This SVG part, although I have to ask myself why. Why? It's all a bit of a temporary hack. We'll get one that works. First, really that scary? We're doing something bizarre and unfair. It's causing you undue grief. And it's pulling that rather than the code I generated. That's a bit disturbing. What are you? Okay, let's kind of walk through this again. Let's look at the so bizarre resources in.js. Are we actually doing the? I don't know if my Doug files are, yes. Okay, somebody's not reloading properly. That's just wrong. Because clearly we know where that file is. I clearly removed all that stuff from here. Coffee. Coffeeify it. So I can see that. There's all the modules, but at the top here. Okay. Why is there a main.coffee in lib? Okay. Boom! Ah, I hate it when I do that. Source/main.coffee into lib/main.js. Oh. Let's try this again, shall we? And yes, we get nothing again. Even though what? I don't know. It's the indentation's off too. Never a good sign. Up a bit. CFI. Okay. So we're clearly getting a header. Clearly getting code. Which we don't get generated code here, but if we save it. Get it, but we copy and paste the generated HTML here. No, we don't want the generated source code. We want the DOM tree. Grab the resulting DOM tree. And edit that. Quilting DOM tree. No. That is interesting. How the heck did we get that the last time? Okay. So we've gotten back into the project, but we still have no idea what we're doing. Awesome! Yes, we're doing awesome stuff badly, and we'll try and get one more session in today. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye!